Lived in that neighborhood your entire life. Has it ever been this bad? Tell me.
No. I mean, we've always had our share of issues, but right now things are just running rampant. It's just way too much prostitution, violent crime, and a lot of illegal street vendors that are just setting up shop and, doing this in a lawless nature.
Now, this is AOC, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez's neighborhood. That's her area. Where is she?
Never here. Like I said before, she doesn't come and campaign on this side of things. She likes to stay on the nicer side of town. She's never walking around here. You'll never see her, stop in on one of our shops here. She's just never around.
See, here is a perfect example of a politician who was voted in and is not doing their job. They're not doing their proper job. They're worried more about things that, shouldn't worry about that too much. When it comes to deep fakes, AI, especially when you're in the public eye, whether you're a politician, whether you're in Hollywood, this is going to happen. And the thing about it is, I'd be worried more about old photos from the past showing things that, you didn't want to get out there. I'd be worried more about that than artificial intelligence. But here you have Representative Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, who's representative. I think it's Queens. It's a section of Queens, and I think I'm not certain if she has Brooklyn also or the Bronx. I have to look that up. But here she is on herself pushing to fight against deepfakes and AI. And the ridiculous thing is, and you go to where she represents, and they says we don't even see her here.
This is Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez's district. What would you say to her if she was here right now? ¿Qué le dirías a ella?
Su trabajo de cuidar el vecindario.
We would ask her to do her job of taking care of this neighborhood, to do a better job.
Just come and walk around here and see everything, all the garbage, all the people getting robbed, they're doing daytime and nighttime.
Entonces me sería muy.
We wish she would do something better here.
Por aquí.
She is never here.
No hacía campaña voluntaria por ella.
I was a volunteer for her.
Abandonó la comunidad.
She completely abandoned our community.
Tocando puertas.
She said, I hope that she sees this interview because we all helped her get elected.
Ella más quiere su Washington y su money, pero la comunidad fue abajo.
She said she only cares about Washington and her money. She said nobody loves her here anymore.
You go to the office center there. She's here Thursdays every once in a while. She doesn't show up to the place where she's supposed to represent. And meanwhile, you have crime out of control in that area, especially because she handles Roosevelt Avenue, and we've discussed Roosevelt Avenue abundantly with the prostitution issue there, which is a human trafficking, the drugs, the crime. You have illegal passports, IDs being sold on the streets. You have shoplifted material that's being sold on those streets as well, and many other issues on there. The area is a heavy trafficked area by families that come there to shop, to eat, and you have all this going on day and night. But meanwhile, you have AOC shocked about artificial intelligence and trying to push on there. And we talked about that she joined up with Morality and Media. And we've discussed what Morality and Media wants to do. you hear AOC says, well, I'm for LGBTQ rights and this and that, but those rights that she's on, that she's just joined an organization that is against that. New York Post put out an interesting article out there. It's AOC opens up about the shock of stumbling upon deepfake AI videos of herself performing sex acts. There's tons of this out there, and she's not shocked. It's been out there for quite some time now. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has opened up about her own horrifying experience of becoming a victim of AI-generated deepfake porn, warning that it is not as imaginary as people want to make it to be seen. The Queens Democrat said she was scrolling through X while talking about legislation with her aides in a car in February when she came face to face with an AI-generated image of herself performing a sexual act. There's a shock to seeing images of yourself that someone could think that a real Ocasio-Cortez told Rolling Stone. As a survivor of physical sexual assault, it adds a level of dysregulation. It surfaces trauma while I'm trying to in the middle of a effing meeting. The mental picture of her deepfake version placing her mouth over another genital stayed with Ocasio-Cortez for the rest of the day. There are certain images that don't leave a person. They can't leave a person, she confessed to the magazine, citing scientific research, arguing that it's difficult for a human brain to separate distressing images glimpsed on a phone from reality, even if they're known to be fake. It is not as imagery as people wanted to make it seem, Ocasio-Cortez continued. It has real effects, not just on the people that they're victimizing by it, but on the people who see it and consume it, and once you've seen it, you've seen it. The harm from digitalizing violent humiliation is akin to physical rape, according to the Congresswoman. Kids are going to kill themselves over this, she warned. People are going to kill themselves over this. Ocasio-Cortez is spearheading a House version of the Disrupt Explicit Foreign Images and Non-Consensual Defiance Act of 2024 that will make it easier for victims of non-consensual AI porn to sue publishers, distributors, and consumers of X-rated digital forgeries. But see, the thing about it is, you have to remember one thing, and I guarantee you this is in that act, is deep AI, animation. How many times have you seen in a Simpsons episode where they depicted a politician or a celebrity, or maybe you've seen something in the New York Magazine as far as they depicted on there, or a comic strip or anything to that nature, or any other animated, type on that, or even a live comedy bit on Saturday Night Live or something like that. That would affect that. It would affect that as well. Most people don't realize what they're trying to push onto here. Now, deepfake porn, is it a major problem? If someone's making money off of it, maybe we should look into that portion of it. But then you run into the case of the person, being if they're famous. If they're not so famous, it's a different story onto there. Some rules need to be changed, needs to be tweaked and adjusted. But when it comes to situations like this, you got to be very, very vigilant, very careful, because you're going to be stepping over things that you consider a deep fake and it's not. Let's read on. The deepfakes may not be real, but they cause very real harms. Durbin stated, it's time to return the power to the victims and give them a tool to demand justice from those responsible for those horrific images. Ocasio-Cortez identified the use of the AI in production of porn as a symptom of a much bigger problem plaguing society today. Don't think so. It is a subjugating of entire people, she argued. When you're able to actively subjugate all women in a society on a scale of millions at once digitally, it's a directive connection with taking their rights away. Now, you notice they say women. What about the men? What about men? You don't think they do deep fake of men? They don't have a problem with that. They have no problem with that at all. On a personal level, the lawmaker who repeatedly experimenting online bullying in some of its featuring doctored photos since its being first elected in 2019 claimed that the use of sexually explicit deepfakes with her likeness is yet another way for her foes to try to force her out of politics. And guess what, MFers? She says, I'm not going anywhere, deal with it. Well, I'll tell you this. Talk to your constituents down on Roosevelt Avenue. They'll say differently. You know, you better watch yourself on the next election. You got people coming for you. You have people coming for you because you're not doing your job. You're worried about this, but there are bigger problems in your community, and you haven't helped your community. How you got a second term is, I have to question that. I really, truly have to question it because I know many, many people in that community, and you see that from interviews from that says like she's never been here. She's she doesn't come around. This is someone who basically is most of the time in Washington and not dealing with the situations in her own area. This is what happens. And I put it as a job situation. You hire someone to handle your neighborhood. But yet, you have stuff like this that's going on, and you see these videos that we've pushed on there. And they said, well, the cops have been in there and stuff like that, but the cops are standing around there. Nothing against them, nothing against the police there. Their hands are tied. They can't do anything on there because of the laws and regulations that the people like AOC have put into play, that they can't do anything or arrest these people to that situation. There's tons of problems in that neighborhood, and it's not being resolved. But meanwhile, AOC is crying about someone creating a deep fake about herself. So tell me in the comments below, tell me your thoughts about this. Do you believe that, this whole situation where she's upset about that she's got a deep fake, or is this all just political rhetoric? So tell me in the comments. Don't forget to like, share this video, and maybe today's the day I've earned your subscription. Until next time, thank you for tuning in, and bye-bye now.
Thanks for watching, commenting, and sharing this video. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe, as this helps the reach of this channel. Finally, as a content viewer, you have the ability to help support this channel, as new internet laws around the world will diminish our reach and affect our sponsors. If you choose to help, there are two ways listed in the description below. The first link will lead you to a pay site where you can make a monetary donation. The second will lead you to our gear shop where you can buy shirts, mugs, and other gear. Discounts will be listed on the site. Once again, thank you for watching and your support.